Yo, who's ready for a song? All right. So now I'm getting ready to call up one of my little brothers, one of Miracle's big brothers, and Mr. Chris Lane is fitting to come up here and blow you out of your socks. If you've never heard him before, you ain't going to leave here forgetting what you heard. I tell you that. Put your hands together for my little brother, Mr. Chris Lane. Keep going. I don't believe you.
Hello.
Hello, what's up?
I picked 3 songs for this event because I feel like it was very crucial for today, and it speaks the truth, and it just corresponds with everything that's been happening. So first, I'm going to be singing "What's Going On" by Marvin Gaye because I feel like it fitted the movie. I picked the second song, Sam Cooke. I was going by the river, because, like I said, everything just corresponds with the movement and everything. I'm a community activist, but I also do this. It's a song. this another song. It's called I'll Be There. I chose this song because I debuted with this at my school, and I feel like if you don't know where you start, then you don't know where you go. So I'm gonna sing this a cappella. You and I must make a pact. We must bring salvation back. Where there is love, I'll be there. Clap like this. I'll reach out my hand to you. I'll have faith in all you do. Just call my name, and I'll be there. And oh, I'll be there to comfort you. Build my world of dreams around you. I'm so glad that I found you. I'll be there with love that's strong. I'll be your strength. I keep holding on. If you should ever find someone new, I know he better be good to you. 'Cause if he doesn't, I'll be there. Sing along with me. Don't you know, baby, yeah. I'll be there. I'll be there. Just call my name, and I'll be there. And if you need me, just look over your shoulder. Thank you.
Man, listen. I told you when you left here, you weren't going to forget that young man. Didn't I tell you?
I sure won't.
Listen, Chris, you have a remarkable gift, and you are in a room full of people who love and appreciate you, and so I thank you, and I think we need to give it up one more time. And so, please hold. Still I rise. And the person who is going to be presenting this poem for us today is a young woman who wears her heart on her sleeve, a young woman who goes to bat for young people, a young woman who is not afraid to go out into the streets to make sure that folks have what they need. Please give it up for Miss Felicia Hines. Give it up, y'all. Give it up.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. So this poem is basically written by Maya Angelou, a civil rights activist and a very powerful Black woman down in and this poem is called Still I Rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may troll me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? How are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moon and like sun, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes, springling, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulfulness cries. Does my hardness offend you? Don't you take it awfully hard? 'Cause I laugh like I've got gold mines, digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Cut of the huts of history's shame, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide. Welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. In a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bring the gift that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise.
Give it up for the baby. You know she did a thing. All right, now who wants to win some prizes? Who wants to win a prize? Y'all want to win a prize? Okay. So we're going to be wrapping up a couple of really amazing prizes that have been contributed by one national coalition of 100 black women, and y'all saw the presentation that the sister came and did, so you know they're about their business, right? All right, so I'm gonna ask a question, and we need the right answer for you to get the prize. Y'all get it? Yes. Yeah. All right. So, oh, we gonna raise our hand and we gonna call the right answer, and we gonna get back to the old school on this one. There's another raffle where tickets were given out earlier too. All right, but we want y'all to get some prizes. You've been rocking with us all day today. All right, so who knows when was Martin Luther King married, and did he have any children? Who? People from the back yelling. Okay, right there. Yes.
1954, married, and he had 4 children.
Almost. Almost. Who else got an answer? Who else got an answer? Nope. Close, but no cigar. I know, right? I didn't know neither. I only know because I'm looking at it, y'all. Don't feel bad. All right, we're going to take one more. Who knows? You can't look at the answer. You got it right here. Who?
Right here.
1953, 4 children.
Yes, 1953 and 4 children. Clap it up for him. Give him some love. He won the prize. All right. So, here's the next question. Y'all ready for the next question? And who got their phone out looking up the answers? Don't do that, y'all. Just because I'm looking at the answers on my phone. That's not right. All right. When did Martin Luther King Jr. deliver his famous speech, I Have a Dream? I saw the first hand. Oh, well, you're part of the team. Are you allowed? Is she allowed to answer questions? Yeah, you know I can't call on you. Who else had their hand up? All right, the brother in the back.
August 28, 1963.
Yes, to the brother in the back, he gets a prize. Give him some love. Raise your hand, brother in the back. How many more prizes we got? You got a couple in your hand? Okay. So for the next question, ooh, here's a good one, y'all. When did Martin Luther King Jr. die, and where is he buried? You're part of the team. I don't think you can answer questions. Yes. Hey, Chaz.
When he died, he was assassinated April 4th,
Uh-huh.
1968.
Uh-huh.
Now the burial question is a trick question, but he's buried actually in Atlanta right now. But he was actually buried somewhere else.
Did you look that up on your phone? Because that's exactly what mine said. You got the prize, brother. Give it up for Brother Chaz. Hey, listen. If y'all got, look, it's only because I'm looking at the answers myself, okay? Oh, okay, so who got their raffle tickets already? Because we fitting to call a couple numbers. All right, who has raffle ticket ending 5056? For real? Yeah. Oh, the little people. Yeah. Who has 5056? Oh, what's that? Feel like here. She got it. Yay! Here we go. All right, yay to the sister in the back. She won the prize. All right. See, you gotta spread love when you see other people winning. Because those of us that don't know how to spread love when others win block our own blessings. You got to spread love when you see other people winning, okay? All right, now, who got raffle ticket? 5065. Check your raffle ticket. Oh, woo! Hey, give it up. Show us some love, y'all. She good morning. All right, we're gonna do 2 more, and then we're gonna get hyped because we got a spoken word artist in the building. She's getting ready to tear down the whole microphone and the stage for y'all. Who got ticket number ending 5061? 5061? Nobody got 5061? Can I get a prize if I'm hosting the ticket and nobody got it? Can I get it? No, I can't get it. 5061 going once, going twice. Oh, right there in the back, my man. Show him some love. Give him some love, y'all. And don't be raising your hand. You gotta produce the ticket, okay? All right, last one, guys. Who has ticket number and then 5063? Hey! Right there, Mo. Raise your hand. You okay? All right, give them some love, y'all. All right, we got nothing but winners in the building, all right? So now, coming to the stage.
She's going to the bathroom.
So now, coming to the stage, I love introducing this young lady because we share the uterus, y'all. Who know what a uterus is? Wait a minute. That means we came out the same mama in layman's terms, okay? And I love being in space with her because when she comes to the mic, she not only comes to the mic to entertain and give y'all something to take back with you, but she comes with love and she comes with light. And this is another sister, literally my sister, who is out in community, going all over New York State, different states, to bring blessings to the people and to make sure that the kids of the community is doing okay. So I need everybody to please put your hands together for Miss Artist Stuff. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on. Thank you.
How we doing, Bronx? So my name is Artist Up. I'm a spoken word artist, public speaker, lover of life, actor, host, and I'm just happy to be amongst all these beautiful people on this phenomenal day that we can come together and celebrate. So I'm gonna give you my signature piece, and then I'm gonna give you something special. This is the piece I won the Apollo with very recently. Yeah, we can put it together for that. I got to rub the log a few times. America. Depending on how you spell it, ICA or KKK has all the difference to the end of your day. America. Where babies are assassinated for buying Skittles and iced tea, yet their murderers get to walk scot-free. America. Where there's a Nipsey in every hood near you, yet they don't get recognized because the media has to tell you who's who. America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, except Eric Gardner, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Tanya Connor, Amadou Diallo, and Junior Black. Get the dogs, the coloreds is coming. They run. Hey, these parts you don't belong around, boy. They run. Hey, that water you drinking ain't for colored folk. They run. The fire burns from Emmett Lewis Till to Philando Castile. The pain, even I feel, is real. Unfortunately, 1985 wasn't year enough to stop the blood of my ancestors' overspill. So 30 years later, I run. But not from the dogs, or crossing the white folk property, or drinking from the fountain labeled whites only. I run for my unborn's possibility. I run for the youth I teach. I run for my niece, who I know I've already reached. I'm humbled by modern day kings like my son Lenin, who march, making it clear: no justice, no peace, no racist police. It's not just part of a speech. And modern day queens like Shaniqua Charles, who remind us on a daily that we don't have nothing to lose but our chains. You see, your permission doesn't need to be given. I run to rid myself of misguided traditions. No more standing around the table under the pretenses that thanks was given. No more leaving cookies and milk for old Saint Nick, because the exchange of priceless gifts for 7 days is what I'm with. I ran right into my consciousness, with every experience leaving me a tighter grip. I shared. So I decided to do that piece because, what are we celebrating today?
MLK.
Right, that's right. And so I wasn't in the time where those things were actually happening, but my mother and grandmother was. And she would tell me stories, and I remember sitting on the couch with her one day, and she said she had to run from dogs on her way to school. And she was only born in 1954, and I said, what? So this February 18th makes 8 years that my mother has been passed in the physical. And so she's never seen me perform. She's never been in any of my shows. She's never seen any of the movies I've been in. But I know that every time I perform, and when I perform that particular one, from the stories that she told me and the things that I personally got to experience, I know that she can feel it. And so as long as we keep love and hope alive, then that's the point. But what I really am is a freestyle poet, right? And so I like to give it to you like this. How many of y'all out here seen the movie Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg? Right? So do you remember the part where he was going through her body to talk to his wife? That's what I do in poetry. So I'm the Whoopi Goldberg of poetry. Huh? So you guys just shout some words out, and I'm going to flow off the words that you give me. So wherever your spirit leads you, just shout them out. Not one by one, all at one time, just like that. So I always do the first word I get, because I think it's cool to do. So I'm going to do justice first. And you guys get your words ready. Justice. Something that brings a smile to my face, because not all the time is it in place. And if I keep a happy thought about it, well, then maybe it will follow me every step of the way. Justice. Not like when I'm driving in my car and I get pulled over for no reason and they say, well, we thought you didn't have your seatbelt on. Justice. Or I end up dead for a tail light. Justice. Say her name. Sandra Bland. Justice. But that justice that lets you know that there's a system in place for you and not against you, because it's not broken, it's working. It's just not justice for colored food. Justice. Justice.
Freedom.
What? I heard them. You want me to do freedom? Why y'all not? Wait, first of all, how we feeling?
Good.
We feeling good? We up?
Yes.
Let me hear. Martin. Martin. All right, I'm going to do freedom, and I want y'all to get y'all words ready. Don't be shy. This is y'all doing this. This is me doing that. I'm talking Whoopi Goldberg. That's you up here behind this mic when you give me your words. I'm going to do freedom. Freedom. Not like behind a cage, but like away. Freedom. Freer than a bird flying in the sky, because, well, no rain can touch me. Freedom. Not like caged up in a zoo, free where people come observe me, but free like I give you the choice to be free. Freedom. Freedom like love, like I love you, I trust you. Freedom. That freedom, where we don't have to fight anymore. Freedom. Where there's no such thing as the first black anymore. Freedom. That freedom that makes you feel like This was all a dream, freedom. Like we didn't celebrate Christopher Columbus anymore, freedom. Freedom.
Love, peace, hate, encouragement, equality.
Okay.
Who? Encouragement? Somebody say encouragement? Freedom of speech, encouragement.
Education. Oh, yeah, education.
I'm gonna do education.
Yeah. I'm waiting for you to yell it out. Yeah. I know you know me.
Education. There's quite a few syllables in that word, education, and sometimes we don't get what we deserve. Education. Sometimes in the board of it, there's a lack of it. Sometimes the teachers who come to teach it don't believe in the people that they're teaching it to. Education. I want to look just like you. I want to be free just like you. I don't want to be educated for 18 years to be uneducated, to re-educated again. I want you to teach me what it is, education. That education that don't leave me wondering about myself and have me forgetting things, working for somebody else, never really reaching wealth, education. That education that make me feel like I got some common sense, education. That education that just leads me right where I need to be without any confusion and nobody saying, well, who did that, education? Education. One more, guys.
Bullying.
I'm gonna do happiness and common sense. Somebody say common sense? I'm gonna do happiness and common sense together. Common sense sometimes doesn't lead you to the place of happiness all the time. Because common sense isn't so common all the time. To be happy means to be free. It means you love yourself, and well, common sense is an easy thing for thee. Come fly with me. Take me to that place where common sense and happiness go together like you put it together. Something I don't have to explain for you, but that you know exactly what to do. Common sense, I love you. Happiness, I adore you. I pray you never leave me and you stay with me until the end. And after I physically perish, you stay within and you never ever sin. Common sense and happiness. Thank you. Yeah. So, guys, you guys like totally rock. I'm so excited to be here, be a part of something so amazing and monumental, and just being able to keep the love going and flowing. Again, my name is Artist Up, Artist3_up on Instagram. Who has a phone? Don't be shy, guys. That's right. Guys, take your phones out right now. I need everybody to take their phone out right now. Everybody, take your phone out. Don't worry, it's not, nobody gonna come around and take it. Take your phone out. You got a smartphone, take your phone out. Who got one? Let me get it. Who got one? Take it out. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys something great, right? I also facilitate, I teach poetry and public speaking in prisons, facilities, jails, right? And so I'm in the running for Miss Jet Set, right? For Miss Jet Set. And I want everybody to vote for me. You can vote free every day on Facebook, or you can vote other ways, you'll see it. So I want you to just pull up Miss Jet Set. My name is Nicole Watson. My birth name is Nicole Watson. So you can find me on Miss Jet Set, or you can go to my Instagram, and the link is in my bio. My Instagram is Artist3_up. Right, so I want you guys all to follow me so that way you know what's going on, what I'm doing in the community. Now, if I win Miss Jet Set, I'm gonna take out if, right? Because if was a fifth, I won't finish that. So, Yes, some of y'all heard me. So my Instagram, please follow me. Click on the link in my bio and vote for me. The winnings is 50 grand if I win, right? For the cover of Miss Jet Set, and with the money, I will create programming that will only benefit our children in our community. So please, it's free to vote. You get 1 free vote a day, and it's for another 4 days. So please go to Miss Jet Set and vote for me. And the poem that you heard me do, along with a few others, is on every musical platform. My niece told me yesterday I'm even on TikTok. So I'm on TikTok. Yes, I am. I was like, wow. So every musical platform, on Apple, it's in the bag, in the orange bag. They're in the orange bag. Thank you. So every musical platform you can find me, right? And I just want to be able to share the love with you guys, because I think it's really, really important to tell your neighbor that you love them. I run an open mic every Tuesday in the Bronx. It's called Tuesday Night Expressions. Everybody say Tuesday Night Expressions. Tuesday Night Expressions. And what we do Tuesday, and tomorrow's Tuesday. So I want you guys to come out, right? It's in 3114 3rd Avenue in the Bronx, in Flavors Restaurant. And I want you guys to come out, share a word, spread a word. We do networking hour, everybody meets. Since I've started, over 270 people have touched the mic for the first time. Yes, we can clap it up for that, right? Don't be shy, guys. Let's go, let's give it up. Right? That means almost 300 people were inspired and now do music and poetry and sing and dance all over the place. Over 11 people have received services. I started it to bring mental health awareness in the Black and brown community and suicide amongst young Black women. And over 11 people have received services. So it's, what all we gotta do is get together and work. Everybody comes out, it's always a powerhouse, and it's just real important. So these are my CDs. Right? So you guys can get them on Amazon Prime. I'm on every musical platform. Apple, iHeartRadio, it's called Artist Up Radio. It's so cool. I'm on TikTok and Instagram. Anyway, the young people told me about it. I was excited. So I love you guys so much. If you're feeling good, let me hear you say, Martin! 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 All right. Love you guys.
Hey. Thank you, Miss Artista. We love you dearly. We have another special treat in the building. Now, everybody knows that we advocate for young people. We all know that we activist for young people and for community and underprivileged people in community. And every once in a while, you come across a legislator that actually gets the needs of the people, and not only get the needs of the people, but really want to use their job to serve the people. And it's so refreshing, because this woman has been the same woman from the day that I met her. She shows up, she comes out, she's in blizzards with us, fighting to make sure that pregnant women are not shackled in prison. She comes out to make sure that the young people have what they need, that people have services, and in her community is getting served. So coming up to just share a word of love and light with you guys is our very own Assembly member, Miss Natalia Fernandez. Please give her some love.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are we doing today? Good afternoon. Oh, good afternoon. Sorry, I've been up since early morning and it's still feels like morning. But good afternoon, happy Monday, and happy blessed MLK Day. I am the assembly member of this neighborhood right here. Been elected about a year and a half, maybe a little more, and it's a privilege that I hold near and dear to myself, a big privilege. Not everybody is an elected official, not everybody can become one, but by the grace of my community, thank you for electing me and allowing me to serve you, to fight for you, and to defend our legacies that we've created, that we've put forward, that Dr. King has started, and we are continuing. I was very happy to co-sponsor this little event today, so we can celebrate. Although we should be celebrating and reflecting every day, I know each and every day at one point in the day you do think about why you do things and why you treat someone else the way, oh, sorry, I was too far away, okay. Every day, thinking about what you're doing to make the world a better place, in a small way, in a big way, in a what's the word? In a premonition way. it's really important because we're in trying times right now, extremely trying times, not only on the political level, but in every a different level right now. We're seeing hate come up more and more in the news. We're seeing attacks on each other. We're seeing children being treated differently in schools. We're seeing our children literally taken off the streets into anything, you know, God knows what. But it's a time that we need to be vigilant and keep fighting, keep speaking up. You know, Martin Luther King, he said it, a threat to injustice anywhere is a threat to injustice everywhere. So everywhere you go, keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, absorb and act on what you need to see, or on the change that you feel you need to see. So for the kids in the room, I hope you know you're taking in the lessons, that you know who Dr. King is and everything he fought for. And if you don't, remember, learn now, because we need his story, his legacy, his word to continue today and until we get to that mountaintop and we are all living in peace and equality and equity. So I want to thank the organizers, Ms. Shaniqua Charles, Youth Freedom, Ms. Savage Biz, the numerous sponsors who put this event together. Thank you so much. And Monique Riley. Thank you so much for doing this, for spreading this message, and for showing our generation behind us that the fight is not over and we have a lot of work to do. So thank you very much.
That's all y'all got for her? That's all you really got? That's all you really got? Listen, I come out there, don't make me give a belt now. Y'all know your grandma used to get the belt. Who remember the switch? Oh, nobody got to be with the switch, just me. It was just me. The switch, you remember the switch? And you had to get it yourself. And don't come back with a little thin switch neither, because you have to go back and get a big one. Ooh, baby. All right, so listen here. We got a motivational speaker coming up next. And I just love to be in this woman's presence. She brings love and light everywhere that she is. And I need you all to give it up for this sister here, Miss Lisa Salters and Teresa Young of National Coalition of 100 Black Women. Let's do it. Keep the love going until these women get up here. Keep the love going. I'm going to keep the love going.
Good afternoon, everyone.
How are you all today?
So, my name is Lisa Salters, and this is,
I am Teresa Young.
so we are members of 100, the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, and we represent the Education Committee. Some of the things that we advocate for is eliminating disparities, improved outcomes in graduation rates, vocational college preparedness, HBCU sponsorship, STEM education, and access and affordability to education. So when we talk to you today, we are going to be talking from the STEM advocacy part as well as HBCU, and we'll actually have 2 additional members come up to talk to you about HBCU. Teresa and I are going to talk to you about STEM. How many of you know what STEM is? Perfect. So if you are a student in K to 5, elementary or middle school, there's a strong push around STEM, around pushing science, technology, education, as well as in high school, because from an educational point of view, we know that STEM is the forefront of where you need to be in order to engage in education that's going to push you for career readiness and these high-stake careers. So for parents, because I see a lot of parents out there, if your child is not coming home talking about engagement in STEM, or if they're not talking to you about engagement in technology in their schools, you are the voice of your student. You should be advocating as well for these things to be in the public schools. We know that in the public schools now there's a lot of cuts, and unfortunately they tend to cut from STEM curriculums. However, we do know that the jobs today are highly staked with STEM background. So it's up to you to advocate for your students. But we're going to talk to you guys about the importance of it and why your child should be engaged in STEM activities. So I'm not sure why it's not up here, but I'm just going to talk here. Okay, so 21st century STEM movement. We do know that in the 21st century, New York City or United States is falling behind in engineering, and science and technology. We're falling behind because the schools are not advocating for it. Parents are not pushing for it. A lot of the schools are not even giving it. I'm a New York City school teacher as well, and I'm in a school where we don't have the funding for computers. We don't have the funding for the new science labs. But if you go into certain communities, they do. As a parent, you are the voice. It's up to you to make sure your child is engaged, to make sure that the schools are providing your kids with the background that they need. And in most cases, the kids who are suffering the most are African American students because the schools just don't have the money to provide. But what is offered in your schools, what is offered to your students, is what you fight for and what you push for. Okay? What does STEM teach us? For those of you who don't know, STEM teaches us to ask questions. It teaches critical thinking skills. It teaches your kids to be engaged with creating those games that they're playing. So you're spending tons of money on video games, right? And they're being created by kids who have the means to it. Your kids are the consumers of these video games, but they don't know how to make them. They don't know how to create them, right? These are the jobs that are out there that's making millions of dollars, and your child will always be a consumer. We're trying to push kids to not just be a consumer, to be the maker of these things. Where does that start? It starts with school. It starts with STEM education. It starts with technology. It starts with science. We need to be speaking to our students and our kids about career paths that are going to bring in revenue for the community, for your home, for your child. So STEM is just, it's larger than just a career. It's larger than that. It's about teaching your kids those skills that they need to push them. And that's going to happen with STEM education.
So I know that a lot of times when we start talking about science and math, kids tune out. Some kids love it and some kids hate it. So as Lisa was talking about why STEM, why is it important? It's important because it teaches people how to think. It also teaches us patience and persistence and how to be curious about the world around us. That curiosity has been able to create some incredible inventions in our world. Very often we think that everything, the world would like us to think that everything that is important was not made by people who look like us, right? But that is so totally not the case. You have to have a vision of what your future is going to be like, a vision of what the world around you is going to be like. STEM education allows us to look at the problems and the issues that are going on in the world and think about what we can do in order to create solutions. Some of the things that have been created by African Americans, you know, they always talk about Lewis Lattimore creating the light bulb. You hear about peanut butter, and kids think, how does that benefit me for today's world? Well, let me tell you about some inventions that were created by African Americans. Garrett Morgan created this traffic light. So we wouldn't be able to cross the street or cars be able to drive and know what direction to go in if it wasn't for Garrett Morgan, a black man, who created it in 1923 of all things. Shirley Ann Jackson, she invented caller ID. How many of you answer your phones when you don't know who's calling? We can have that benefit because of Shirley Ann Jackson. She was an employee at Verizon and AT&T actually, that then became Verizon, and she created caller ID and call waiting. And we all walk around with our cell phones and we can be able to click the telemarketers off today thanks to her. There's also Lisa Gottlieb. She was a VP at BET, and one of her major developments was in creating online videos. Most of us walk around with our cell phones in our pockets, and that's our major computer that we have in our lives. I can't tell you how many times I don't even turn on my computer because I have my cell phone attached to it. So all of the GIFs that we have, all of the YouTube videos, her invention was able to create that. But STEM education also takes patience. You know, we look around and we want things to happen instantly, right? But science and math and technology, inventions weren't built overnight. it is the framework for us learning in school so that we can be able to come up with these inventions and creations. So a lot of times kids are like taught to these tests and exams now, and they're not really given the opportunity to be creative. Demanding STEM education in your schools will help with that creativity so that you're not just given an equation on how to solve a math problem, but kids are actually given the chance in the sciences to be able to experiment and learn.
So, I side with you to say, I know there's not a lot of young kids in the audience, so I'm going to talk to you from an advocacy part that starts with you. Okay? So the first thing I want you to do is when you go home today, think about some questions that you notice that's happening in your child's school and questions that you can ask the principal. So when you go to those PTA meetings, you should be asking the questions. What programs do you have for STEM, right? You should be asking your school leadership team, what funding or grants are being allocated for the students? What STEM opportunities does my student have? That's our job in terms of NCBW to advocate as well as a whole, but you are the first voice in advocating for your students, okay? So some of the other things that we want to talk to you guys about as it relates to NCBW and the education committee that we support. We also support HBCUs and encouraging parents. Sorry about that. So we also push the initiative and advocate for HBCUs and college awareness. And again, STEM falls right in line with that. It's still about pushing higher education and preparing your kids so when they do go to HBCUs, they're ready. Okay? So I also want to introduce to you two other members of. Okay, go on.
So before we go on and introduce our next group, I just wanted to go back and talk to you about what careers are actually in STEM. Because a lot of times people are like, well, what do people with a math or a science degree actually do? So scientists, and that can be anything from being a chemist who is coming up with the next pharmaceutical drug to the next person who is creating some new candy that all of the kids love. They get out of college earning about $50,000 with no job experience, whatever, and mid-career chemists can make up to $150,000 a year, for example. Some of the other salary, engineers. An engineer is someone who creates and works on physical sciences. It can be anything mechanical, it can be technology. You come out of college earning $65,000 a year, and you can earn up to $200,000 a year. If you are into computers and software, you can start off coming out of school as a web developer earning $50,000 a year, or be an IT manager or a software developer earning $65,000 a year, and your salaries keep going up and up and up. So what I just encourage you to do, and it's never too late. There are a lot of programs in the community. I know of a great one that in the Bronx, Perscolas, who does technology training for kids who are, even if they have not graduated from high school, that teaches about technology and teaches kids these skills that can really improve your outcomes and how much you earn. Because as Martin spoke, the only way for us to have an equitable life, and it's all about equality, is also to be able to have the finances to demand that we are able to access the American dream. It's not just about marching, and it's not just about saying we will have a dream. It is about us being able to vote and make our voices heard, and we know here in America that that's through money.
So without further ado, guys, I would like to introduce you to
just looking for Monique because she wanted to do introductions, but I'm not sure where they stepped off to.
So all we need is for the young people who are still in the room that are under 17 to head to the back to the workshops, because the next piece of the presentation is for the older folks in the room, and that was the quick announcement that we needed to make. Now back to your regularly scheduled.